Hello and welcome to Unacademy. I welcome you all to this very special session which is Ask Us Anything. I'm joined by Shyam sir, and because of UPSC OTR concept this time, where they're making you fill DAF 2 and 3 in your OTR itself, there's a lot of confusion. And therefore, after two different videos discussing how to fill the form, thereafter what is the new OTR interface itself, we are here to discuss 2 to 3 very important points which are persisting. I think, sir, 3 heads are the biggest issue: age, certificates, and eligibility with regards to education, specifically caste certificates. So therefore, we'll discuss that. But before we begin, a very important announcement that the Resolve 2025 offer, which is 55% off with CSE Assure, is still on and still running. And therefore, use the code IAS English to be tagged to our team. The CSE Assure program gives you a chance to get an extension without any payment if you meet all the criteria. Remember, Sarmad Sir is also starting a batch on 27th of January. You will also be able to meet him in Hyderabad. We'll talk about that later. Now, sir, there are 3 heads under which they are confused. What is the first one, sir?
Caste certificate.
Caste certificate. Caste certificate. Second one, sir?
The age limit.
Age. And the third is the concept of education,
Educational qualification.
Educational qualification.
Yes.
So what we will do is, first we will discuss basic concepts. Before you write anything in the chat box, you can do that. We want to explain to you the whole concept. We'll take 10 to 15 minutes to explain to you what is the OBC concept, SC, ST, certificate number, central list. We'll discuss OTR updation. Sir will talk about EWS and he'll talk about the other contours related to it. And once we are wrapped up with the basic understanding, maybe it will solve your issue itself. And then we will take up all your doubts. We have all your doubts in front of us here. So we would encourage you to write your doubts, but for the next 10 minutes, listen to us very, very clearly. Okay, sir. Now, first things first, when you go into your OTR, it is now for the first time showing community. Now in community, you can choose SC, ST, OBC, General, EWS. Now, to be very clear, SC, ST, there is no differentiation. There's only one list, which is central list. So state and center issue is not there for SC, ST. Therefore, when they are asking you the certificate number, you have an option. For example, this is your certificate. The certificate number is here. Add this certificate number and then this one. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Certificate number here, and then you're sorted. But they are going to ask you the serial number. And this is what Shyam sir very well pointed out, that they are giving a hyperlink here. If you click on this hyperlink, you will automatically be taken to the website where you can get the serial number of your caste, tribe or community. The same exact concept is there for ST also.
Yes.
If you choose ST, then it will ask you for the central list serial number. This again, you can just click on this hyperlink. It will take you to that website.
So essentially, sir,
yes,
there are 2 ways. One, you can go to the respective websites in the beginning and search whether you fall into that particular category or not. Now, somebody who has already started filling up the form, what you can do is, when you choose, let's say, ST category, you can basically check whether this particular certificate that you have, does it fall into the category of the central government or not. Click on the link, one more page will open, there itself you can check. And there you will get the central list serial number. We're getting a lot of questions. Where do I get the serial number? For serial number, UPSC has added the hyperlink. Therefore, you can get the serial number. SC, ST is easy. It's straightforward because there's no state and central differentiation. The issues start with the OBC certification, because in OBC you have a state list which is different from the central list. Now, as soon as you click OBC, you will get an option: do you belong to creamy layer or not? If you put yes, as it is, these options will not come other than this one, because all of this is going to become redundant, because once you are in creamy layer, you are basically general. If you click no,
Then it will ask you for certificate number. Again, you will put in the certificate number. And this is something which students again are confused. Where do I get the serial number of the caste, tribe and community I belong to? Same concept now pushed in for OBC. You will click it. It will go to NCBC website, and therefore you can find the serial number. Serial number can be found. Now, some of you do not understand what is the concept of creamy layer. Do I fall under creamy layer or not? And what is the concept of creamy layer and how should it be updated? A lot of you have already commented about the validity. This is a very interesting point which UPSC has made it a big issue this time. See, this is a form which you get from the authorities, most probably a Tehsildar, DM, anybody above Tehsildar, I think, yes, sir, anybody above
Tehsildar.
So it will say OBC NCL certificate. NCL means non-creamy layer certificate. Here, you have to pay attention to one thing, that it says central. Now, what is going to happen is, it could be that you are in state list. You made a state certificate. However, today you got to know that you are also eligible for central OBC reservation. Now, in that case, you would have to get this made from a Tehsildar, which can take from 15 to 30 to 45 days according to the state you are in. One more doubt which we are getting is, what if I have state OBC certificate? Sure, you can have state OBC certificate. Under that, OBC NCL certificate would then say state here. Then this is invalid, because to use reservation in UPSC, you need to have central NCL certificate. So there are three variations here. OBC, creamy layer, no issues whatsoever. OBC, central, non-creamy layer, then this is the thing which you should have. Further, your OBC state, but you are not recognized in center, then it's game over there automatically. However, if you got to know that you are also given central reservation under that state, you can say community, then you would have to get this specifically generated, which is now problematic because it takes time, be it Tehsildar, be it the DM or SDM office.
What I would basically recommend is, when you have this kind of a confusion, take the certificate, go to the office. Sir, I have a, let's say, SDM office. Go to the SDM office. There will be somebody to help you out whether this falls under the category or not. Sir, there is no SDM office. I have a Tehsildar office. Go there, get it clarified. Because I'm telling you this. Unlike, let's say, until 2024, this year the application form is very, very difficult. It's cumbersome. Both of us, including all the other faculties, we are in concurrence with the fact that this is very, very difficult to fill up the form.
Unnecessary.
Yes. Which was asked earlier in DAF2, DAF1, the UPSC wants you to fill it up right now. So please do not be in a hurry. Don't hurry. Even if you take, let's say, 1 or 2 days, and after that understand all the implications and then fill up the form, you will be able to get the same center also. Do not worry. Do not too much focus on the center availability, because once you make a mistake in filling the form, you will get the center, but you may not be able to get the reservation that you wanted to avail. You may not be able to, right, let's say, score good marks, but your, right, let's say, certificate will be rejected. Your, let's say, the whole candidacy will be rejected. So take time. Do not be in a hurry. If you have any doubts, right, we are going to offer more helpline assistance to you. Have patience.
You will have a link in the description box. We will have a helpline. We will have what we call as one-to-one sessions with you. Don't worry about that. Everything is in the description box. One point which Vivek is saying, what is the authority? So the person who's signing here, be it Tehsildar, SDM, DM, that is the signing authority. You Google the office address of the SDM or DM and add it. So basically you are getting confused over this concept that designation of signing authority you would know, be it Tehsildar, SDM, DM. Then state you would also know. Thereafter date of issue is also sorted. Full address you don't have to get confused. Just write SDM office of your district and you will automatically get it, or Tehsildar's office of that district, you will get it. Now for the students who don't know the difference between creamy and non-creamy, just one point, that how creamy layer and non-creamy layer is decided is according to two basic criteria. First is, if your parents, father or mother, either are Group A and Group B officers,
Yes.
and they joined before, or they became a Group A and Group B officer before the age of 40, then you're automatically creamy layer OBC. You cannot get an NCL certificate. Second is, no, my parents are not Group A, Group B officers. They are private individuals. Then what is the criteria? Then it is gross income of the parent. If both parents are working, then both are taken into account. If one parent is working, only one is taken into account. Don't do this, that for example, my father has 4 lakhs, my mother has for example 3 lakhs, so therefore this is eligible because it is only becoming 7 lakhs. However, if it is 5 lakhs or sorry 6 lakhs here and 3 lakhs here, then you are not eligible because now it becomes 9 lakhs and therefore you go into creamy layer. So creamy layer can be decided either by the occupation of your parent or the gross income of your parent, not you.
Yeah.
This is a very big difference which sir will tell you about EWS and OBC, very major difference that is. The last point which I want to make is a very big point which a lot of you again pointed out. Now listen to me very carefully. NCL certificate is a very complicated issue in itself. Why? Because NCL certificate is issued by a competent authority taking into account 3 fiscals, meaning how do they decide that 8 lakhs is based on the fact that they will ask you for not the UPSC but the Tehsildar or the SDM will ask you for the income certificate for 2021-22, 22-23, 23-24, meaning last fiscal, and based on that the certificate should be issued. Now UPSC is very clear about this. Should be issued between 1st of April 2024 till 11th of February 2025. Basically any certificate which has been issued last year after April is valid. Meaning, be it May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February.
Yeah.
It is valid. However, I have seen certain comments which say, sir, my NCL certificate was issued before 01/04/2024, meaning before April. Now, in that case, if the authorities are saying we will not update it, then they are basically playing a game with us as citizens.
Get it renewed. Get it renewed.
Get it renewed.
It can be renewed. Get it renewed.
It is under the rules and regulations. You will find it in the websites of your e-district or the state itself. It should be renewed. Do not upload a certificate which has been issued before 1st of April 2024. Therefore, if you are an OBC candidate who is non-creamy layer, it is your job. I hope you don't need it, but it is your job to get this updated every year after April so that you can use it everywhere and anywhere if needed. So please note this point that this
those who are confused regarding these 3 years, very simple, don't complicate it. We are in the financial year 25. Correct? Basic economic concept. In the financial year 25. So the 3 financial years before the financial year 25, these are the 3 years for which the data will be sought. So essentially, we'll have to submit the 3 previous fiscals data and get the certificate done.
This is a very important point which sir is making. Now, sir, I'll hand it over to you with regards to EWS.
EWS, economically weaker section. Now, please understand, unlike let's say OBC, there is no doubt regarding this in the sense whether I fall into the central list or state list, etc. No confusion. What you need to do is basically for OBC, economically weaker section, you will have to meet certain conditions. What are the conditions here? The conditions which are mentioned here, you can have a look at this. The conditions which are mentioned here are very, very important. In the sense, if you have a piece of land which is above 5 acres, if your family has more than 5 acres, no, you're not eligible. If your family has a total income of more than 8 lakh rupees, and again I reiterate this, if your family, sir, what is family here? Me, that is myself, the spouse, father, mother. If you put together all the 4 people here, and if the total annual income is more than 8 lakh, no, you will not be eligible under the EWS. You will not be eligible. Okay. Residential flat which is of 1,000 square feet and above, not eligible. if your residential plot is 100 square yards and above in certain notified municipalities, and if your residential plot is 200 square yards and above in areas other than notified municipalities. If you are hitting any of these, let's say, numbers, your annual income is more than 8 lakh, not eligible. You have a house which is, let's say, 1200 square feet, not eligible. So essentially, you will have to ensure that you are meeting all the conditions, and please understand, you will have to get this EWS certificate, economically weaker section certificate, which has been issued after 1st April 2024. Same argument, that is, this certificate should have been issued in this financial year. Yes. Now, before I go forward, please understand the process of issuing the certificates, let's say color of the certificate or the photo in the certificate, etc., might vary from one state to another state. It will vary. For example, a caste certificate in one of the states will be white color with a photo. In some other state, it will be, let's say, yellow color without a photo. So please do not be worried whether the photo is there, not there, right? Whether this is this color or that color, right? Whether the same language is there or a different language is there. Because I'm saying from one state to another state, there might be a difference. Do not worry, as long as you get it from a competent authority. That is more important.
And one very important point here, there is no difference between a state and a central EWS certificate. EWS certificate is mostly issued by the state authorities itself.
Yeah.
It automatically becomes valid for a central examination.
Yeah.
So this format does not really change for any, you can say, examination, government of whatever state you are, and this is where it matters. These are the 2 points which Sir has pointed out for EWS also, and for OBC is very important. This has to be after 1st of April 2024. Very, very important. That
there is a comment which says, but this financial year is not yet over. You're absolutely right.
True.
But UPSC says the issue date of the certificate should be in this financial year. That is essentially, the certificate should have been issued on or after 1st of April 2024, which is essentially the current financial year.
Okay. So don't get confused. The point is, because in OBC they are taking 3 fiscals and your income has to be calculated. It cannot be that this fiscal is not over and you are being now assessed for EWS. EWS has to be assessed according to income, and therefore they are taking the last fiscal in that regard. Therefore, last fiscal ends on 31st of March 2024. So on 1st of April, they're asking you to, okay, now give us a certificate saying how much did you earn in the past fiscal, and therefore then ascertaining that is it EWS or not.
Yeah.
This is the
economically weaker section. This is from the notification. EWS reservation only in the case that candidate meets the criteria issued by the central government and is in the possession of income and asset certificate,
which we showed.
EWS is nothing but income and asset certificate. Do not be confused. It's similar. On income of a financial year 23-24, that is the previous financial year, use this, and right, essentially your EWS certificate should have been issued on or after 1st of April 2024. Right. So basically this is a condition again for EWS or OBC. The criteria might be different, but the certificates should have been issued after or on 1st April 2024.
Right. This is straightforward. And a lot of you have already mentioned this. If your authorities are not allowing you to update, you can show UPSC notification. It is given on every website of all governments that you have the authority, you have also the right to get it, you can say, updated again. Most of these certificates have 1-year validity. Now, for example,
sir, SC/ST. For SC/ST, you don't have to renew.
Yes.
If you have a certificate, use that. And the certificate that you have, let's say for SC, there itself, what is the certificate number, issuing authority, issue date, everything will be provided.
SC/ST, it is not complicated. OBC, you have to ascertain if you are creamy layer, non-creamy layer. Then in EWS, you have to then decide, do you have the certificate of the right period? Do not update anything into OTR which is actually wrong. Wait, because it will then become an issue, because OTR will auto-populate every examination of yours for the next, whenever UPSC is going to use this concept itself. So let's move to the next slide. Okay.
age limit.
Now let's do one thing, sir. Let's take questions related to this reserve. So now I encourage all of you to send us questions related to the reservation issue. Then we'll go into age, and then we'll go into the concept of educational qualification. So you can please. Okay, I have central government caste certificate. I have not belong to. See, OB. Now it's too late. Please do understand one thing. If you have not made your OBC NCL certificate till today, there is no way, there is no authority in India which is going to, except for Delhi, which does it in 14 days, that too questionable. The idea is nobody is going to issue you a OBC NCL certificate as of today by 11th of February. So you have missed it. That way, UPSC has complicated this concept because this was previously asked after prelims. You had a lot of time. This time they're asking before prelims. Therefore, everybody's caught off guard. You can get it done. You can apply under general then, or OBC or rather you would have OBC certificate but no NCL certificate. But the problem then becomes, because OTR can only be changed once in your lifetime, if you put in OBC non-creamy, or if you put in OBC creamy layer, then that can only be changed once when in the UPSC journey. So therefore that becomes complicated. See, if you don't have it, it's too late.
Basically, many of you are asking about OTR. You can start with an OTR, fill up the OTR. Let's say you have made a mistake. And when I say mistake, not the date of birth. UPSC is very clear regarding this. Once you fill in the date of birth, you will not be allowed to change it. So before you fill in the date of birth, be very, very careful. Point number one. Point number two, sir, what name should I write? Should I write Aadhaar, right? The details from Aadhaar, or should I use my driver's license? Should I use my passport? Nothing else except your SSLC certificate.
Deeps, as you are asking,
only use SSLC certificate.
10th class matriculation.
Date of birth, name of the father, name of mother, and your name. And when you're filling it, please don't write Mr., Miss, and nothing. As it is given in the certificate, mention that. Point number three. If I make a mistake in OTR, is there any ways to change it? The UPSC simply says, let the date be over. That is, form filling date be over. 12th to 18th. Right? 12th to 18th. That is exactly one way. UPSC will allow you to change it once.
This is a very important one. Once allowed, only once in your lifetime.
Only once in lifetime. Whatever mistake you have done, let's say spelling mistake, correct it in this window from 12th to 18th. After that, no corrections will be allowed, and that will be used for every application, whatever you basically apply under UPSC.
Achha, one more thing which is coming through. See, two things. If your name is different on Aadhaar and matriculation certificate name will go.
Yes.
Aadhaar name does not stand. Second thing is, if your degrees have not come, last year mark sheet, any form of result which shows that you've passed that examination should be uploaded. That UPSC allows for change. This is a very interesting concept which they've introduced, which is that 10 days after the preliminary examination, 15 days after the mains examination, there are windows which will be open to update certain details related to education, certificates, documentation. The only point which we are trying to make is that if you push something into OTR, then OTR only allows one updation throughout your lifetime itself. So certification, the PDFs can be uploaded.
Those who are saying, I am a graduate but I'm yet to get certificate, or I'm in the last semester, what should I do? Listen to me very carefully. Until last year, if you are writing the last semester exam, and if you get any confirmation before mains that you have passed the last semester, only then you are allowed to attend the interview. That is before the mains. But now, UPSC simply says, even if you are writing the last semester, let's say in the month of May, and you will get your results in the month of October, let's say hypothetically, interview will be conducted later. Before the interview, before you attend the interview, if you have any kind of a confirmation, let's say provisional certificate or final certificate, which says that you have cleared all the semesters, including the last one, you can apply. You can apply. This is a very important change that the UPSC has done from this year.
Lucky Chauhan, don't worry. EWS certificate in Hindi is also valid. That is specific to your state. Don't have to worry about that. EWS certificate with the right, if it is a genuine EWS certificate with proper signature, doesn't matter in English or Hindi. The other aspect which one more person has argued that if you are OBC creamy layer, you don't need to give any form of certification. It's just OBC certificate and you say yes. They will not ask for anything. It's only
if
for
a creamy layer, you will not get any kind of a reservation.
Sir, I have NCL certificate which dates on 26th of February. Is it? No, that will not be acceptable. Islam, the problem is that your date of certificate, NCL certificate, is actually 26th February 2024. It is before 1st of April. So you would have to get this reissued either today, tomorrow, somehow, so that the date is after 1st of April. This is where UPSC is created.
And somebody says that there is a different name in the certificate as well as the 10th mark sheet. Which is the valid one? Which is the valid one, right? Your 10th mark sheet, please use that. Please don't enter into changing the 10th mark sheet, right? Let's say name. That's a very cumbersome process. According to that, get your, let's say the NBC or OBC, the creamy layer certificate name changed. Get that done. Use the 10th mark certificate as it is.
Aadhaar address is different from permanent address. See, this is where address of correspondence and address, permanent address, there will always be some dichotomy. Whatever address you're giving, it should be a postal address where something can reach. Remember, not everybody has an Aadhaar address which is also permanent. Push it through. Wherever they're asking for proof, put in the Aadhaar address and Aadhaar proof. That is fine. See, these are very minor points. With regards to one of you saying that for example, photo, if I can change the hobbies later or not. See, UPSC is unpredictable Public Service Commission. According to this rule, you should be able to change certain aspects of your form after the mains examination you have cleared. However, it only says postal permanent correspondence educational qualification achievements. So you should not worry. Your hobbies can be changed. So therefore, hobbies can be changed, but don't randomly write anything because it does not send the right message to UPSC itself. Put something concrete. Maybe later you start to develop a hobby.
All these are very important. I'll tell you why. Until last year, you clear the prelims, you will get a DAF, Detailed Application Form 1.
Shaunak, same.
Clear the mains, you will get DAF 2. Then you are supposed to write about your hobbies, achievements, etc. And trust me when I say this, whatever you write in those columns will be used in asking questions in the interview. Your personality test 99% of the times will revolve around what you enter into those columns. So when you enter them now, although there is a window where you can make certain changes, when you enter now, take time, have patience, take time. Time is there, right? Unless you don't have a certificate regarding other details, time is there. Take time. Just think it through. What you want to write in achievements, what you want to write in hobbies. Just for the sake of filling, please do not fill anything. Because if you fill it now, later, if you're not able to change that, you will suffer in the personality test.
Eklavya and Muskan, I'll answer you. Eklavya, firstly, your name, if it changed in LKG, doesn't matter. Your name after 10th if class. It is changed, then it matters. What you should do is you should basically use that one-time opportunity and remove that yes to no. But don't have to worry. Name change after 10th matters, not before 10th. Muskan, it doesn't matter if your birth certificate is in Chhattisgarh and you are born in Varanasi. Does not matter that way. Those are things which UPSC as it is not looking at. They want 10th certificate, graduation certificate and your caste certificates. So therefore, these smaller points don't matter as of right now. How can I update NCL certificate? Islam, you would have to go to the Tehsildar, SDM, DM. There's a list of competent authorities in the state you are in, and that is what you have to do.
Anup Kumar, what is the meaning of 3 financial years for OBC non-creamy layer certificate? My dear, essentially, we are in the financial year 24 and 25. We are in the financial year 24 and 25. This financial year will get over on 31st March. So the 3 previous financial years or fiscals will be 23, 24, 22, 23, 21, 22. So these 3 previous financial years will be called as 3 previous fiscals. They are asking for data for that.
Krishna Oja, don't do that. My own elder brother has SC certificate. I don't have it. Should I go with EWS? Don't do that. Don't do that. If you are SC category, you should get a SC certificate. Don't put in and randomly EWS. Then you need a certificate like that.
I hope all of you understand why UPSC is doing this.
They're
What is
trying
the background to all of this? Right? Unlike, let's say, last year, why UPSC has made it so difficult, or let's say cumbersome process. But I'll tell you one thing. Compared to last year, if you are able to, right, understand this, clear this exam, competition will be much lesser. Reason being, let's say last year, lakhs and lakhs of students, whether serious or non-serious, they would simply come and apply for the UPSC exam just because the application was much easier. But with this kind of application, I do understand, I empathize, I am with you people. UPSC should have informed us well before that this is going to be a new process, rather than suddenly throwing a bomb at you people and saying, this is the window. Within these days, you will have to fill up this full application form. I completely agree with you. But the fact is, we have to do this now. So take your time. If you do not have caste certificate, do not feel anything wrong. This year, it is very, very strict regarding that. So don't end up getting your, right, let's say attendance, or let's say your candidature cancelled and a case filed against you. So rather than doing that, if you don't have a caste certificate, you are not eligible under that, just go with general category.
Rosalind and Eklavya, first things. Problem is they are asking for name change. You have to now update your OTR. You have no other option.
Yeah.
Rosalind, just because you have a salary around 8 lakh rupees, it does not mean that you are going to get an OBC certificate. This does not work reverse. If you are from the OBC background, then you are going to get a certificate. Then you have to prove that it is non-creamier. It doesn't work like that. Don't do these things. Please don't forge documents. You'll be debarred from UPSC, that too forever. So let's be very clear, sir, that
somebody was saying,
don't.
So somebody was saying, show me SC certificate. My dear, whether it is center or state, doesn't matter. There is only, okay, there is only one certificate. Please have a look at this. This is the kind of certificate that will be issued if you belong to SC category.
OBC, you are creamy, no certificate needed. This is a sample. This is coming from,
this is from Punjab. How it is issued.
This is Punjab. It may be different for every state. For Punjab, it looks like this. For some other state, it looks like that. Don't have to worry about these things. These are very specific to state and format. Sir, should I fill hobbies in correction window? Shiva, don't use your opportunity to update your OTR once in your lifetime by updating your hobbies. If there are critical issues such as category, name, then do it. Hobbies can be changed later. UPSC is going to make you fill another DAF form. All of this is because of the Pooja Khelkar issue. Though screening was not happened properly, now this has created an issue for all of you. Please don't do this. Don't take this as a random opportunity. OTR should not be updated until there is a serious issue in it. Only then you should update it. Gulshan, write your question again, please. In spite of OBC creamy layer can be filled general. Yes. If you are OBC creamy and you put in general, there's no need for proof for general. So OBC creamy layer students can actually push in general also. I cannot proceed for name change is mandatory. The step is holding me back. Now, Eklavya, you have to write to UPSC now. You have to write to UPSC because you have created a loop now.
Zahid Wazi, what if a person doesn't have any achievement? I would simply say you need to think it through. It's not that you don't have any achievement whatsoever, despite, let's say, becoming 22 or 23 years or 28 years old. There will be one or the other achievement.
Something in school.
Try to mention those which are at national level, which are at state level, rather than simply saying, I became a class monitor in the 6th standard.
Don't.
I became a class monitor at the 9th standard, right? I was recognized in Republic Day function in my school. No, something that is recognized at the state level or at the central level. Try to mention those. And again, just think of it. Just think of it. You might have excelled in an essay writing competition or a speech, something of that sort. Just think through.
There are two things. If there's an OTP issue, that is a UPSC server issue, it will get resolved. Try it in the late night period. Maybe the traffic will be lower. Second thing, which one of you again is saying that if you are OBC creamy, your number of attempts remains equal to a general candidate. You are basically seen as a general candidate only.
OBC creamy doesn't give you more attempts. Basically, it will give you reservations.
Okay, OTR login not happening. Again, that is a server issue. Server issue.
So what might have happened is there could be a cache issue.
Yeah, that could be a cache issue.
Right. So
Residential
clear
plot
the cache
criteria.
and try it again, or try it from some other system.
Residential
Right?
plot
Try
criteria.
some other system.
Residential plot criteria is not related to OBC. OBC is straightforward income
EWS.
criteria. That is EWS. Residential plot category is not on OBS. OBC is either your occupation of your parents or 8 lakhs income for creamy layer.
Sir, IGNOU doesn't provide 1-2 year certificate. It directly provides us after the course completion. Can we put electronic generated? Yes.
Yes.
Put it.
Anything, any proof saying that you've reached to that point.
Yeah.
I haven't received the graduation degree. I have mark sheet. Yes. See, understand one thing. There's a thumb rule. If you are doing your graduation and you're in first, second or third year, most probably you're in second or third year, any form of proof that you are in second year or you're in third year or you've crossed your examination, digital, scanned, anything, upload it. That will stand. That should not be a problem.
But somebody is saying, I'm in the second year. My dear, if you're in second year and let's say you're doing a BTech,
then how will you get the exam?
by the time you are going to go to interview, the final year, right? Let's say exams will be over. The final year, let's say results will be out.
Gulshan, write your doubt. Gulshan, write your doubt, please. I am BSc in biotechnique. My elective is zoology. Am I eligible for? Yes. BScs are eligible for Indian Forest Service.
Yes.
They are. Space for roll number in EWS undertaking form. What will I fill there? Roll number in EWS undertaking form. Roll number.
I think it's basically asking you serial number.
Serial number, not roll number. It would be, we don't have that certificate.
EWS?
First 2-3 slides, sir. EWS.
EWS, right?
EWS. Certificate number it will ask you.
It will ask you for certificate
number, not roll number. There's nothing called roll number here. It's certificate number.
For ST, what mention caste certificate, my dear? Same format will be there. Even for ST, same format.
Once your certificate is generated, it is valid more or less forever. Hobbies, medals filled here will be final. Vivek, as I said, as of right now, UPSC says you can update. But whatever you write till this point, whatever hobbies, and see, hobbies, don't write cooking, Maggie making. I read books, but I only read Harry Potter. Don't do that.
But sir, even if they write, they should be very proficient in that.
It should be very well thought out.
It's not that you make Maggie every day and you will write cooking is your hobby, right? So you should be proficient. For example, let's say my hobby could be reading, right? Reading, let's say economy, history related books. But I should be ready to face questions regarding that in the interview.
I'll have a conversation with you with regards to hobbies. Don't worry, I do it in art and culture. Before I end this session, I'll tell you what to do with hobbies. Don't worry about that. That is the least of your concerns right now. ITR is asked in EWS. Should I don't have ITR? See, the EWS certificate itself, here there will be no ITR asked. I think, sir, in the portal also, they are not asking for ITR. They're not asking for ITR, they're only asking for certificate. Certificate number, designating authority, no, nothing related to ITR.
You have to fill the details.
ITR, as it is, ITR means Form 16. If you are in EWS, you would have some income proof. Then that income proof becomes your ITR in that regard.
Ashish, I'm going to get my final graduation result in September 25. Can I fill? Yes. Yes. Very well. Because the interviews will be conducted most probably in the next year.
DigiLocker is DigiLocker verified is fine because Government of India is where DigiLocker can be pushed in. Don't worry about that. DigiLocker based certificates are surely allowed.
Vijay Mandal, sir, can we use a state OBC NCL? My dear, you will have to get it verified in the central list.
This is a
get it verified.
This is a point which I've made multiple times. You could be state OBC, but to get state OBC reservation, you need to be in the central list. Central list is not just the step. Once you identify that you're in the central list, you would have to go to the competent authority, say that now please issue me an NCL certificate that I should be given, I'm giving an examination for the central examination. So there's a format difference. An NCL certificate for state and NCL certificate for center is different. Please do note that.
Okay, Peter Parker, my father is Group C and salary is 8 lakh, etc. Do I belong to OBC NCL? My dear, it's not and. If your parents belong to Group A and Group B, by default you are excluded. But in addition to that, right, basically apart from that condition, basically apart from that also, one more condition is if the total family income, that is parents' income, is more than 8 lakh, you are not eligible.
Islam, the OTR platform has totally changed. If you filled OTR last year, this time OTR itself is a task, 5 to 6 different layers, 11 different concepts to be pushed through, a lot of different certificates have to be uploaded. Anybody who had filled OTR last year OTR was just basic. This time it has become extremely elaborate. So please don't take it lightly. Take your time, but do it in the first 10-15 days so that you get your choice of center also with regards to prelims examination. First come, first serve.
Ekalavya, I would recommend that in the notification they have given the numbers, phone numbers they have given. Please use those numbers, get in touch with them, get your doubts
what
or
to
get your problem solved.
Salary, basic pay, whole, basic, not basic, whole. Don't do that. Whole, the whole income. Don't try to fool the UPSC by only pushing in half of the information.
Okay, the pic. There are multiple questions regarding the pic.
Picture,
be very careful regarding pictures.
This I have seen. I've said this twice, thrice now. Your picture, there are 2 rules now. This type of picture is not going to work. You need to have a picture in 3/4 of it. You should be there in one face and
should be
at
there.
least some part of your body, and 1/4 should be name and date of clicking this picture. Now I'll tell you 2 things. One thing, there's a very interesting line here, for which one of you asked a question. See, if my picture is taken today, UPSC is saying that if you wear specs in the photo also. Don't remove your specs. The idea is, it cannot be that when I go to give the interview, I am not wearing specs and I also am clean shaved. The idea is, whatever photo you are taking should be consistent. So whatever look you have, don't get a makeover between prelims and interview. You have to be the same. Second thing is, a lot of you would have pictures, right? They should not be of your 10th class, 11th class, recent, 6 months, 1 year.
No, not even 1 year, sir. 10 days.
That I am telling them a way to see. 10 days, if you have an access, go and get a picture click. But somehow you don't have access. 6 months old, 8-month-old picture, put in this detail.
But assuming that in the last 6 months, let's
you
say
you
have not changed. That is, your physical facial characteristics have not changed. For example, in the photo, right, I'm having full beard. But when I'm going to write the exam, I don't have beard. I'm completely shaven.
It says here, if a candidate uploads a bearded photo, he must appear with the same look in preliminary, mains and interview. Same would be the case with spectacles, mustaches. If you wear specs, don't remove it. It will not make a difference. Wear specs and get a picture click.
And many of the students will ask doubts regarding, let's say, the photo. That is the size of the photo. They are very clear regarding that. It has to be in a JPEG form. It has to be in a size of, let's say certain KBs. And those who basically will say, sir, what should I do to basically reduce that picture? Use MS Paint. There's a tool, MS Paint, or there are multiple online tools to resize your photo and bring it within that particular size. And do the same thing regarding signature also. And whenever you upload the photo and the signature, they will show you the preview. Have patience, please have patience regarding this. They will show you the preview. If the photo, or let's say the signature column is this much and your signature is only this much after you upload, re-upload it. Please re-upload it. Ensure that it will take most of the space that is provided, so that there is no doubt when you sign, there is no mismatch, there is no confusion, etc. It should be clear.
One, Ruchika, your place of birth is going to be according to your birth certificate.
Birth certificate. Use the name that is given in the birth certificate.
And everything else, matriculation certificate. One of you is saying, Gulshan, tell us the question. You're saying to pay attention. But
proud Indian, my sport achievement is in my high school. Use that. Nothing wrong. Use that.
EWS certificate, till now shall I stick to? See, if you don't have a certificate, it will not come by 11th of February, go with general. You have no other option. But the problem is that then OTR will pick up general. Yeah. So then you use your one-time change to then upload or change your category later next year when you fill up the form.
Sanchita Patnaik, sir, if biotechnology is not available in subject list, what to select there? My dear, please check carefully. It should be there.
What should be fill the subjects for 10th grade? Whatever you studied, maths, English, SST,
you have
science,
the 10th mark card.
10th mark sheet, usme likha hoga.
The details are provided. Use the same thing.
And OBC can fill general category. Yes, yes. General category, there is no proof to be given. If you are SC, ST, OBC, EWS and you don't have a certificate, if there's any issue which you are facing, you can fill in general. It will not ask you anything. Further, you will be considered general. However, UPSC is very clear about one thing. Once you have said that you are general in OTR, you have given the examination, you cleared the examination with general category. Later stage, you can't say that I'm OBC, please update my status.
Yeah.
Throughout that whole process, till you don't clear the interview and get the name, you will be considered general only. Only when you fail the examination, fill the form again, use your one-time OTR card, then only you can change. Remember, this point cannot be changed.
When you start filling the OTR, just ensure that you have a working mobile number as well as an email ID. Please ensure.
Hari, we've already answered you.
Yeah.
Your 10th class subjects will be in your mark sheet. If we forget last year roll number, then what should we fill in that column? Nilesh, go to your DigiLocker,
Yeah.
you will get that. DigiLocker, log in, you will get your certificate.
Sir, in your Gmail account,
also,
just search.
admit card, something or the other would have come to you for sure. I am an MUN winner, you can actually hide. No issues
mention
whatsoever.
that. Mention
that. One question, OBC certificate should be made every year. Yes, nothing. Please understand, OBC non-creamy layer certificate and EWS certificate has to be updated every year as it is. If you are from this category, this should be your habit. After 1st April, automatically I will go and update my EWS, I will update my OBC certificate.
I am a Jain minority but don't have minority certificate. Should I fill yes in minority section? My dear, if you do not have a certificate, you cannot fill it.
You need
Even
a
if
proof.
you fill it, it will ask you for details of the certificate.
You need a proof.
How can you get those certificates? Or let's say, how can you get the details now?
I do not have anything to fill in section 7. We don't know what is section 7. Please tell us.
Section 7, A, B, C, D. Basically achievements, hobbies, etc.
Okay.
My dear, just think of it. Again, that's the reason I'm re-emphasizing this.
Think of it.
Think. It cannot be that you don't have hobby. I hope you understand. It cannot be that you don't have a hobby. There will be. At least on the, let's say, the certain margins, you will have a hobby. You need to just stay calm. Think what you have done in the last 2 years. Majorly what you have done. Sir, I watched cricket. Very good. Right? Write that only, but be ready to face questions on cricket.
Shubhash, if your father's name is misspelled on the matriculation certificate, you have to go with that name only. Can't do anything about that. Unfortunately, that is the only option you have.
Address problem, my dear, do not worry about address as of now. Whatever is there in the Aadhaar, upload that. And let's say in later part, because there is a window which is provided. Let's say you want to change the address, and I hope you understand, many of you will be worried about address, thinking that your, let's say, admit card will be sent to your address. No. Please remember that. Admit cards are not sent to your address. Address is required if they want to correspond with you. What about admit card? It will be available for download through the portal. So, regarding the address, whatever is there in the Aadhaar, because you have to give a proof, right, upload that, and you want your permanent address to be given in Aadhaar, get it corrected. After the exams are over, that is after prelims and mains, after mains is over, a 15-day window is provided. Get your address corrected according to your new Aadhaar address.
Gautam is saying, if we download EWS certificate, another form of undertaking shall be given. Download from UPSC. Gautam, just push it again. It's gone up. Just write it again, Gautam.
Shetty Dhanya Vijay. Sir, will it be a problem that although I am an OBC in the list of the state, I am not OBC at the central government? They will not give you reservation. Very simple. They will not allow you to get the reservation.
He is saying that a form can be downloaded from UPSC. There is a roll number space for it. Why are you downloading the EWS certificate form from the UPSC website? Your EWS form would be generated by your state government, and you would have gone to the Tehsildar to get it sorted. You are most probably downloading a form which is filled later when your roll number is generated. So don't try to download a form of EWS from the UPSC website. So I filled OTR despite the fact previous year, because basically I have logged
in. Can I use last year's pic by editing? My dear, be careful.
It should not be that I look like sir and sir looks like me. That is the only thing. That is the only point.
So be careful. It doesn't take too much of a time to get a pic. Somebody said, can I take it from a smartphone? What if the picture is not clear? It is grainy. Don't take a chance. All these are very minute issues. Don't take a chance.
I have a certificate in language, but any other examination, should I ignore that because they're asking for accept? So don't worry about that language thing. You can write, I understand Urdu, that's it. Those are again very minor points about that. I have to log in with existing. Yes, Islam, you would have to log in with the existing OTR to update that OTR.
Okay, Anchal Malik, very good question. Will we get chance to make changes in your preferences?
Yes.
It's a very pertinent question.
Yes.
One thing that I found very surprising this year, and for students very, right, let's say difficult, right, let's say situation, is that the UPSC is asking right now, give me your preference, cadre preferences, that is service preferences. Point number 1, compared to last year, the number of services are 23. Number of services have increased. Basically, the Indian Railway Management Services has been split into 3.
Yes.
Number has increased.
This is the
now, regarding the choice, I would simply say regarding the choice, you think it through. What is your choice? Please think it through. Do not hurry here. Think it through. And when you're filling the options, I know most of you will go with IAS first option, IPS second option. Some of you might reverse it or flip it. But my argument is think it through. Because the application says, if you do not want to apply for a particular service, simply write 99. I would simply say, don't do that. Please do not make a mistake. Choose all of them according to your preference, right? Learn about this. There are multiple videos. Have a look at it. Based on your preference, give the preference. Do not miss out anything. Point number 1. Point number 2 is, can I make the changes later? Yes, UPSC has allowed it. After the prelims is over, 10 days window is provided where cadre preferences can be changed. But I would argue, do not miss out on, right, let's say giving right choice right now, and do not simply miss out on anything and simply say 99, I don't want this cadre. Because imagine you chose only IAS and IPS and you filled 99 for remaining, which is, I am not interested. But if your ranking is above 500, above 600, you will lose out on a very good opportunity to become, let's say, IRS or any other, let's say, officer. Right? So just think of it, give it some time. This is the point I'm making from the beginning. Do not rush. I have seen students who will simply say, but sir, the centers are very limited seats are there. I want to fill it as soon as possible and I want to get this center only. Don't worry about the center right now. If it is difficult for you to fill the form, same thing is experienced by others also. True. So others are not lining up or quickly filling up. They are also facing the same issue. So why hurry? Fill up something wrong, which might basically lead to your rejection of the candidate or you not getting, let's say, a reservation, etc. Take time, have patience, think it through, and only after that start filling up.
Mitali, SC candidate, what needs to be put in certificate section? Certificate number would be there.
Number is there. Certificate number is there.
Acha, one thing, Raj Lakshmi, there is an option to edit your OTR details. Go into the dashboard. In the end, it says edit OTR. You've done a mistake. You should be able to change it there.
But that window is available from 12th to 18th.
But I think there's one more option in which they can do it. They can do it. Just check. You should be able to do it in the last option in your dashboard itself. Now,
I do not have a central ST caste certificate. When need this certificate? For filling up, you need that certificate.
Right now.
If you want to fill up certificate, the application now, you require the certificate right now.
I had changed my name to Gazette notification, the Aadhaar card, OPC.
After what?
I changed my name to Gazette notification. I got my name changed in Aadhaar card, but the documents like OBC certificate, mark sheet are not corrected yet.
Okay, so that has been done after 10th or before 10th? Please let us know that, because if it is after 10th, there is an option.
G, tell us this.
Right? If it is before 10th, don't worry. Take the name as it is there in the 10th.
Ashish, with regards to not having a surname, there's a way to fill it up. I think surname, this candidates who do not have a surname, either write Ashish, or there's a certain way to do it. We'll get back to you on that, how to go about it. If you don't have a surname, there are multiple people who do not have a surname and fill it the form. Either you put in a dot or there's a space push through. There is a way to do it. We'll get back to you on that. You want to go up?
Okay.
The format of UPSC, EWS and state EWS are different. Shivam, the problem is because you're downloading it from the UPSC website, you should download it from your state website. You all are filling up EWS undertakings which are filled after giving prelims as a way of counter checking. You need to have your EWS certificate not from UPSC but from the state website through which you will apply and get that certification.
Sir, my father is a government employee. Have I to include income from his salary in income certificate for OBC NCL?
Yes.
Yes. For OBC parents income.
Gym
for
is a hobby.
EWS, including you.
Satyam, gym is a hobby if your body reflects that you are going to, are you gymming or not? Is name and date handwritten in pic? No, not handwritten. It has to be pushed in through proper, have to be typed through to that. Don't write hand. What is the difference between residential flat and plot? Plot is only plot. Flat is
piece of land.
Piece of land, and having a flat.
Plot is piece of land. And plot is basically the structure.
I uploaded renewed SC Center caste certificate. I cannot change it. Again, you use that one-time change to change your OTR. OTR can only be changed once. Use it judiciously. That is the one option which you get. Shreyan Tripathi, I hope that is sorted. If are you OBC, are you EWS category? That is why you are asking me about this question. What is the difference between registration plot and flat? DigiLocker can be pushed in. Don't worry, DigiLocker can be pushed in. DigiLocker documents can be pushed in.
Gulshan Singh, please.
Where can I get?
Copy and paste the question again.
Gulshan, your question is not coming through. Your request is, where do I get the OBC NCL certificate? You have to check your Tehsildar, SDM, DM, some form of authority in your state itself.
Sir, I finished my graduation in 2023, but I'm yet to collect certificate. My dear, please collect
the certificate. If you got mark sheet laga do. Abhi, as of right now, just push in the mark sheet.
Because if you want to apply for a job, government job, you require the certificate, my dear.
OBC annex कैसे भरे? OTR में समझ नहीं आ रहा. What is the annexure OBC? Which is
basically it's a document which is given in the application form. You take that to the, let's say, the gazetted officer, Tehsildar office, they will do it.
DigiLocker degree provisional certificate is not mentioned. What is to mention? DigiLocker provisional.
Vaishnavi Chaubey, sir, I'm a postgraduate. What to show? My dear, when you say postgraduate, whether you have completed, not completed, doesn't matter. You require a graduation. Use that certificate and apply. Language information. What language information you require, my dear? Please do let me know. What language requirement information? Piyush Raj, criteria for EWS candidate. My dear, again I'll repeat it. The whole family, that is, let's say you, your spouse, if it is there. If not you, your parents, the total income should not have crossed more than 8 lakh rupees per annum. Right? Not more than 8 lakh rupees. That's the reason the previous financial year document you will have to show. Right, and in addition to that, if you have acre, let's say 5 acres of land, you are not you are not eligible. If you have a certain piece of land, right, let's say in municipalities, you are not eligible. So these are the conditions for EWS eligibility. Sir, I have a house in city area 900 square feet and a house 1600 square feet in village.
No, no. You are not EWS in any way. Tamanna, ask that question, please. Shreyank, you are not EWS because you have a 1600 feet flat house in the village itself. You are not EWS. My father was in the Indian Army and was promoted to Naib Subedar if it is after 40 years, you are under NCL.
But again, assuming that you are going to not cross other criteria, that's important.
I did my OTR to replace residential certificate with my passport, but still showing certificate. What to do next? Ashok, that is happening. Call the UPSC helpline and they will sort it out for you. How should I convert CGPA into percentage? For every university, there would be a certain criteria. Please go to university website or talk to your teachers. They will tell you how to convert it. The serial number or pick, which one is needed for? Serial number is needed, and thereafter you have to also go into the website and check the serial number of the central list itself. Serial number of the certificate, and that both needs to be taken into consideration. DigiLocker certificate, Appu, is considered valid. Don't have to worry about that. Okay, OBC EW certificate, har baar banwana. Yes, OBC EW certificate has to be updated every fiscal after April. As we've already pointed out this. I recently changed my name to get gadget notification. I changed my name OBC mark sheet. If your OBC name, see, matriculation certificate name should match with OBC certificate name. Matriculation name should match with OBC certificate name. My father's Group C service, now he's retired, lies in office in private firm. If he's getting more than 8 lakhs, then you are not OBC NCL. If the current salary is more than 8 lakhs, no, not an NCL. What achievements are feasible to be written? Any form of achievement in school, you were, for example, office bearer, you won certain prizes, certain awards, all of that are under achievement itself. I'll talk about hobbies, don't worry, I'll have a proper conversation. Let's do one thing, I'll talk about hobbies right now. See, hobbies is a very important section, you get questions on that. When I teach you art and culture, I always say that hobbies should be sometimes very, very well thought out. So for example, cooking is a hobby. If you actually cook, you understand the recipes of your state. You can use listening to music. For example, classical music is a hobby, not the modern Bollywood music in that regard. For example, if you paint, Madhubani painting, you can develop this also in that regard. Madhubani painting, basic painting, if you do, that is also a hobby. Playing cricket is a hobby, but at gully level, then they will ask you at what level have you played, then you should say interested in cricket rather than playing cricket itself. You can write gymming is a hobby. You can write that I like to travel, that is also a hobby. But then if they ask you, where have you traveled? They say that I've just been to the next state. That should not be the case. See, anything and everything which makes you happy is a hobby. But I know as UPSC aspirants, you would not have hobbies because UPSC aspirants as it is are always studying or are always under pressure. So we understand that. So then in that case, reading newspaper is a hobby. Reading books is a hobby. Listening to music is a hobby. You can talk about playing a sport is a hobby. You can write cooking is a hobby, but you should know cooking. If you have done something in your school level, you should write that. But be genuine about it.
Argument is very simple. Whatever you write, be ready to face questions on that.
Sleeping is not a hobby. Sleeping is not a hobby. That is, if you will play with UPSC like this, they will play with you in the interview.
Okay.
Udaya, I am disabled person, have SC certificate, should I give both? Yes, you would have to give both, Udaya, and you will get both. UPSC is very clear in saying that if you're SC and disabled, you get both benefits in that regard. You should push both certificates in that sense. You will get cumulative benefit in that sense.
Tell me what means about 3 financial year for OBC certificate.
Again, 3 financial years. Let's keep it very simple. Does not matter 3 financial year. It is not for you to decide. It is the authorities to decide. Go to the authority which issues the EWS certificate or OBC certificate. They will ask you for income proof for 3 years for OBC, 1 year for the EWS certificate. They will then decide if it is valid or not. You just have to go to the competent authority and get it sorted. NCL certificate and OBC certificate have to be updated because, and EWS certificate has to be updated because income provision is there. And UPSC has been very categorical in saying what are the 3 fiscals, any 3 fiscals before. For EWS, it is the one gone which has gone back, and for what we call as OBC, it is 21, 22, 23, 24, meaning 22, 23, 24, 25 we are in right now. Yes. Can I upload 10th mark sheet for verification of age instead of? No, don't do that. You should have your 10th matriculation certificate by now. Don't do that. You should, 10th matriculation certificate should be there. If you don't find it, go into DigiLocker, you'll find it for sure.
Somebody was saying, what if I don't have the previous year number? One, there are different ways. One, check your Gmail. There should be some email from the UPSC.
If there's a name mismatch in 10th and 12th, your name in 10th goes not 10th. In 12th.
Yes.
Not in 12th.
And second, basically you can use the helpline, get it from UPSC, or even in the UPSC website, there is a tab, right? Forgot the previous year number, you can check it.
GR, don't do that. Please don't attach a PDF of your certificates and prizes. Please write it down into the space which is given there. That is the minimum you can do. One, my father's considered salary is less than 8 years. You are Robert eligible, but are you OBC first? Then you will be eligible for NCL. Please understand one thing, no random person can get NCL certificate or EWS certificate. You have to prove that you are EWS, and if you are OBC, then you have to prove you are creamy or non-creamy.
Harsh Kamal Kaur, sir, can we write drawing as a hobby?
Yes, why not?
Why not? But again, right, be
then
ready to
Robert, you have to figure it out. If you are an OBC, you have to figure it out. If it is less than 8, go to the competent authority.
Nikita Singh, can we write job achievements? Yes, but provided the achievement is recognized by a company, you have something to show. Simply don't say I was the right, let's say I was the one who brought the highest revenue. Then what is the document to prove that?
Mistakenly uploaded my residential certificate of my passport in OTR. Again, use Tanya that one moment to upload just that one window which you have to re-upload things.
Devansh Singh Rathod, watching movie as a hobby. Write it, but then they will ask you questions about, let's say, Indian movie that entered into the race to Oscar. What is the process? Right? What is the name of the movie? Right? Which is this? National School of Drama, etc. Be ready to answer those kind of questions.
Disability certificate only required only to match to upload. If you are disabled, you would have the certificate for that. There are benchmark rules under that. You would have to figure that out.
Sudhanshu Sai, will SC certificate from the state work? Yes, SC certificate is common. Right? The SC certificate you do not have to keep on renewing every year.
And state center is the same. State center is the same. SC certificate remains the same. I have filed the OTR again, despite the fact that basically I have logged in existing OTR, then fill. What are they asking? Islam, try it. Go to the UPSC.
Satyam Kumar Jha, mismatch of a letter 10th versus 12th in my father's name. 10th. 10th.
Father's name also, your name also, 10th. Mother's name also, everyone's name. My father's salary is more than 8 lakhs, though government
service. Joseph, as an insurance manager, I receive only commission and not monthly salary. So what should I give in monthly income?
Whatever is in your form 16.
Salary, yeah.
Whatever is in your form 16, whatever ITR you file.
When I get to know the exact examination center, my dear, when you're filling the form, the choice of your examination center, if it is available, it will show. You can choose it. If it is already filled up, the nearest center will be available.
Parinita, yes. Parinita, yes, you can write youth parliament into that. While filling forms, sir, OTR form, my father name mistake. So just use the OTR update option to update it. No issues whatsoever.
Tanya Dikshit, I used ATR rating once, but it's still not showing.
It will take time.
I would recommend wait. Even then, if it doesn't reflect, use the helpline number. Use the helpline number. There is a multiple helpline number information provided in the application, or let's say the notification. Use that.
So we have to push through the graduation mark sheet or degree. Graduation degree if it is available, if not mark sheet. My father is an NRI. What is the profession? Even if he's an NRI, he would have some profession, right? So either he'll be a private individual and just pushes you. Sir, I have house of 200 square yard. Will, yes, residential plot. Kindly resolve this. Sir, you are the person.
What, sir?
He has a house of 200 square yards.
200 square yards? No, 100 square yards. 100. It went down. Right? Anyways, the number is 100 square yards. 100 square yards.
You are not
eligible.
You are not eligible.
Because it is clearly written. Can you just go to the EWS criteria, this thing, sir? Yeah, the previous one. They have clearly written that the residential plot. Again, I am assuming you have your own house on your own land. If it is more than 100 square yards, no, you are not eligible.
SSC certificate. DigiLocker is allowed. DigiLocker is allowed. You should not necessarily push DigiLocker, but if you are pushed to the wall, then sure.
Ilma Islam, sir, we have to push through the graduation mark sheet or graduation degree.
Graduation degree. Whatever is available.
Use it. But again, if you are writing the final semester now, you may not have the final degree also. But if you're going to get the degree, that is the final mark sheet, before the interview, you can write.
Well, I gave an attempt in 2021. I don't know the roll number.
I addressed that. Shaktivel, I've addressed that.
Somewhere or the other, you would have got a correspondence. Check your messages.
Mail, check the messages. If not, right, basically, try to get it from the UPSC website. Even then, it is not available. The helpline numbers are provided. Write a mail, right? Get in touch with the helpline.
How to, please explain how to make service preferences. Sudhanshu, that should be taken into your basic understanding and consideration with regards to what you want to do.
Yeah.
IAS, IPS and IFS is very slam dunk. People play with that first, second and third. However, thereafter you should look at your aptitude. You should understand, do you want to go into that type of services? Please do give some form of ranking to some service. First 3 are going to be played about IPS, IAS and IFS. Thereafter, I leave it to you to check if you want to go into revenue, you want to go into railways or not.
OV, once the services are allocated, you can't change it.
That is a very non-issue right now with regards to that. You should not worry about these things. The questions you will get for gymming is, for example, who is the biggest power lifter, who's the most important power lifter in gym, what are the types of muscles which you work upon, multiple things are asked. If gymming is also a science, it also has a lot of terminologies which can be asked in the examination.
Sir, Monster Tactics, community certificate within 2 years, my dear, no, please understand. Either it is EWS or, right, let's say the OBC, it should be after or on 1st April 2024. 1st April 2024 or after that. For SC and ST, even, right, let's say last year or 2 years ago, that certificate can be used.
Shreyank, you can do that if you want to, you can. Gulshan, again, your sir is coming, but your question is not coming. I'm looking for it. Please write your question 2-3 times. Please address. Please write your question.
Shelja Tripathi, I have passed graduation in 2022, but I have not received the mark sheet. Can I fill the form? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. If you have finished graduation, you can apply for it.
Sir, subjects in graduation, either the entire six semester
Drishti Yadav, my dear, 10th marks card. 10th marks card. Focus on the 10th marks card.
The name of issuing authority is not mentioned on DMC.
How to apply generally without any reservation. When you're applying generally, they will ask you which category. You simply use general. That's it.
Here there would be an option. Category, community. Community will be, it will drop down.
Instead of EWS, one option will be general. You can choose that.
I am from EWS category. What is to be uploaded? Roll. You are downloading the wrong form. You are downloading the EWS certificate from UPSC website. You should already have a EWS certificate issued by a competent authority.
What should be the background of photo? White.
Keep it white. Keep it white or sky blue little bit. YouTube initiative for CSAT. Now, Satyam, we'll talk about that. We have conquered prelims for that. Don't have to worry about that. You are now digressing from the subject matter. Sir, Ashwath, entire 6 semester subjects or branch?
Just branch. In graduation, either the entire 6 semester subjects or the branch. Right?
There is no option. As it is, you would not have an option. Sir, I yet prepared current affairs.
Can I change the category next year? Once you fill up OTR, they will not allow you.
Only once you can do it. If you are based on
within specific window time period, after that only one change. After that they will not allow.
My central SC certificate has no certificate number. What to write? Harsh, you should go to the authorities and ask.
Amit Kumar, what to write in the address for designation authority in reservation section? My
Google, DM, Tesla.
Whatever address is there. For example, let's say I belong to a particular region and the office is there in that particular village itself. Right? Office, village, right? That's it. Sir, I'm in degree final year. What should I mention, like appeared or already appeared? My dear, right? If you're in a final semester, you simply say appearing. But do not worry. Again, I'm reiterating this. UPSC now says, before the interview, if you can have a confirmation, let's say provisional mark sheet showing that you have cleared, let's say BSc, 6th semester, you have cleared, then you do not have to be worried. You will get it. If you're writing last semester now, by September, October, you will get the provisional certificate.
Signature, sign, the color doesn't matter. Blue, black, both works. Let it not be in red. That's it. Shine, I hope that I've answered you also. I did not write anything in achievement, but I feel, Chahat, don't worry, then you fill it up when you will get a chance after.
Shine bright. Signing. My dear, I would recommend use a black, let's say sketch pen, so that it is very distinct. No problem. Don't use a lighter color pen. Then the UPSC will not be able to decipher is it the same signature when they are comparing.
So, Anshu, you can put all of that, but you should have very in-depth knowledge of all of that what you've written here. I don't have any achievements at national state level, but
UPSC level family.
You can put in that.
Service preference. My dear, please understand, all the 23 services can be categorized into A and B. I would recommend, go through that. First, focus on A. Try to fill out most of the A category, then focus on the B. Okay, but it doesn't mean that B are bad. Many of the categories or many of the services which will fall in the B category are also good. Compared to A, lower ones, B categories, top ones are good. But again, please understand, if I keep on explaining all the 23 services to you, right, now, I hope you understand, you may have a different inclination altogether. You will know which is your basically the top priority. Is it IAS, IPS, IFS, IRS? What is your top priority? So based on that, again, I would simply say have certain information and then fill up your service preferences.
Manja, with specs. If you wear specs, please with specs. With specs.
What to put in age relaxation for OBC, right, my dear?
If you are
in the category, it is very clearly written for which category how much relaxation is provided. Right? If you basically are belonging to, let's say, a particular category where age relaxation is provided, you choose, and if you prefer to have age relaxation, right, go for age relaxation.
Other age relaxation, sir.
Which one, sir?
That was given to a certain batch of students. If you are talking about that age relaxation, most probably you are not eligible for that. It was given to a certain batch of students. OB certificate will be new one or 1 year before also sufficient. Smiley, Surya, straightforward, OBC certificate will always remain the same. It is this certificate which matters, non-creamy layer certificate. This has to be updated and has to be after 1st of April 2024.
Gururaj Guru, sir, I belong to SC category. The certificate is provided from the state government. Is it okay? Yes, use it.
Pratnayak, you are fine. 14th of May 2024, you are totally fine. Prathamik.
Angeline Jyoti, I don't have a separate OBS NCL certificate. My dear, you will have to get it.
Need to get it.
Otherwise, you cannot claim reservation. It's very simple.
OBC reservation is subject to non-creamy layer certification. If you are OBC, that does not give you automatically reservation. You need to prove that you are non-creamy layer, which is this.
OTR edited,
center, not state.
OTR edited, still not reflecting. Again,
it will take time.
It will take time. Have patience. Even after that, if it is not reflecting, helpline numbers are there. Get in touch with UPSC and get it.
For graduation certificate, provisional will work. If you have degree, go for degree. Degree, if it is there, sorted. If not, provisional, fine.
Irrigated, unirrigated land column. My dear, whether your land, that is agriculture land, does it have water facility or not? Because generally the criteria is if it is irrigated, lower threshold is provided. If it is unirrigated, higher threshold is provided.
Designation of issuing authority is district.
We have answered that, sir. Address.
No, he is saying that option is not there itself.
What option is not there? Sir,
this is not a drop. This is not drop down. You have to write it.
You will have to simply write it. Right here.
Full address. Full address. Just write it there.
You are supposed to write.
Designation also.
A designation. Let's say Tahsildar.
If it is not the
STM,
right,
whatever designation is there, you write it.
How to get OBC? I don't have.
Do you belong to OBC? That would be the first question.
Ask your parents, are you OBC certificate eligibility?
If
also?
yes,
then are you from other backward caste? Then you will be eligible for it. It is not up for grabs like this. How to get OBNCLC central level certificate now? Uday, you have to go to the issuing authority you got it from and then tell them I need a central NCL certificate.
Ruchika Jaiswal, should Aadhaar card address, voter card address, place of birth should be the same? Not required. Use Aadhaar for address and have that Aadhaar whenever there is a requirement, whenever there is a demand for it.
Siddiq, you are masters, don't have mark sheet, then go for graduation. Just push in graduation details, later update once you have a mark sheet.
Ideally, how many achievements should I write? There is no number.
1
there
to
is
10,
no number.
Whatever works for you. You have added graduation studies, not eligible. The volume was very high.
Sir, I'm ST. How much should I target clear prelims? My dear, don't worry about it right now. Focus on the application. Any category, the minimum cutoff will be 100.
So, Teja, what you've done is you've added appearing and then you're trying to upload a certificate saying that you've completed it. That is why it is showing you an error.
If I don't write anything in hobbies, then what's the consequence? My dear, you should have a hobby. Just
Aadhaar updated 5 years ago is not a problem. That is not a problem. That UPSC doesn't.
Moni, Aadhaar
versus mark sheet.
Yeah, mark sheet. Focus with mark sheet.
10th class
mark
name
sheet
is what matters.
Okay.
UPSC in matriculation certificate, can I give 10th class mark sheet?
So, Anonymous 90. What do you mean by OBC undertaking? What are you asking about it?
I took part in right International Yoga Day, no issues whatsoever. OBC undertaking, you're not clear what you're trying to say to us, sir. Apart from house area, fulfill other. If you don't meet either one of them, you are not.
Any eligible. One of the condition, not all the condition. Any one of the condition. If you are basically crossing the threshold, you're not eligible.
Achievements in school and colleges will work. You should know yourself.
Pratham Saxena, I took part in International Yoga Day. I don't have certificate, but I have copy of entry card. Should I upload? My dear, if you again, argument is simple. Have you achieved in terms of, let's say, doing something in yoga? Just because on that day you have participated in International Day Yoga, please don't write it. Then they will ask you how many poses are there in Suryasana. You will simply say, sir, I don't know. Then they will realize that, right, basically you're trying to bluff. Right? Don't do that.
If they are still asking you for EWS certificate roll number, then just write NA, not applicable, because I can see this as a standard protocol. If you are uploading your EWS certificate, they're asking for a certain, you can say, what we call as undertaking, just write NA if possible.
Can we change the service preferences after prelims?
Yes.
It is allowed.
Simple, straightforward. Yes, you will get a chance to do it after prelims.
Sir, I have the latest OBC NCL, but it wasn't based on 3 years income. It was based on last year's income. The Lok Seva office people said it will work.
If the issuing date is after 1st of April 2024, then it is UPSC to decide if it is valid or not. According to us, it is valid. My father has not certificate. What to do? Which not certificate? Which not certificate? Sir, digital signed OBC NCL valid. Digital signed, yeah, if it is from the competent authority. it should say DigiLocker signed and that question, that whole.
Kajal Joshi, I've mistakenly filled wrong place of birth and Aadhaar card number. My dear, just change it in the OTR. Just change it after, let's say 12th if it is allowed. But again,
Additional
date of birth
character
is wrong.
Amit, additional collector is not there. Then add. Then what would be the equivalent for that, sir? Additional collector is not an option in this. So therefore, he would have to either put in additional collector, ADM. ADM should be an option. If not, then push in SDM. That is the only thing which you can do. If that is an issue. You can also go to the authorities and ask them what should I put in, because ADM.
Again, please understand, any doubts regarding the caste certificate, go to the office. Ask for clarification from the office. Because they are basically the legal ones who have issued that particular caste certificate to you.
If you are, for example, my father
name mistake, what should I do? Where it has been made mistake?
Yes.
In the OTR, then wait for the window to open, correct it.
Rahul, don't worry about not recalling a lot of prizes. It's okay. You can write whatever you can.
Sudhanshu Sahai, can we change hobbies after prelims? How?
No, there will be achievements.
In the sense, again, if your idea is just for that, I want to take some time to think what is my hobby and then I want to change, be very careful. You are trying to bluff into UPSC. You will be caught in the interview. Okay?
I am a lockdown student. I have not got, what should I do? Anything doing. Online examination, you would at least have some form of certification that you passed it. That should be pushed in. Where OTR correction video is going to start from.
Sir, matriculation certificate is not there. What should I do? If 12th certificate is there, use that.
Use that.
Right? But preferred is always 10th.
So, Beniwal, that is not a problem. Don't worry about that. Kulshan, again, your request is coming, your question is not coming. I can see your request, but not the question. Don't have achievements at state level. Don't worry. Whatever you can write, write it. Don't bluff. Don't fake it. Documents for 4th May. 4th. You have to be more specific. I know Shyam sir has to take a class from 7 o'clock. He's reminding you. Mahesh is reminding you, sir.
सर डॉक्यूमेंट्स ओके सर डॉक्यूमेंट्स अपलोड में 4th में क्या फिल करना है
भाई 4th क्या है 4th क्या है टेल अस व्हाट
वेरी सिंपली से 4th आई डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड
राहुल मूर्ति हैव ऑलरेडी
don't
have to worry about that. Don't worry about that. I won scholarships. You can put in that. Sure, Radhika, not an issue. No proof to show that, then don't put it. If you have no proof to say anything, you have, don't do that.
I've done internship. Can I fill that? If you have, right, let's say some recognition during that internship. Let's say you recommended something and the company accepted this and there is some recognition, then I would simply say put it as achievement.
Yes, if you're from the Northeast, you would need a hailing certificate.
Yes.
And OBC certificate and OBC NCL is different. Remember this point, NCL and OBC is different. Okay, could I just list out? Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's try to wrap this up in a way that let's try to see. There are 4 to 5 things which we have talked about. You have to understand this. First things first, please don't write anything which is not true. It is going to become a very big problem later. For OBC students, now please stop typing, just listen to me. OBC students, you have to make sure that you have OBC certificate and OBC NCL certificate, which is non-creamy layer certificate. If you're creamy layer, there's no need for certification. Only OBC certificate is needed. You will be treated as a general because you're in creamy layer. Under OBC NCL, you would have to go to a competent authority and you will be issued something like this, which will be signed for, and remember, central government. It should not be state government. Further, 8 lakhs and more, you are not a non-creamy layer. And if your parents are group A and B, then you are again creamy layer, not NCL. Further, for EWS, as sir said, there has to be one certification. No state and center is different. Certain criteria, if you match them as it is, you will get an EWS certificate. EWS certificate, don't fake it, please, because at later stage, because of Pooja Kelkar, we are here right now discussing all of this. Second thing which I will say further is SC/ST certificate is valid forever. It once issued does not change for center and state. OBC certificate does not change, but NCL's certificate per forma has to be updated every year after 1st of April. In the same way, we have the EWS certificate which has to again be reapplied for and reissued once a year, most preferably after April itself. You can change your OTR, but only once in your lifetime, so use it judiciously. Can you change your hobbies and other aspects related to your, for example, achievements? Yes, you can within the 15 days given after mains itself. Can you change your scatter preferences? Yes, you can. That too after 10 days after the prelims examination result has come through and you've cleared it. And further, if you do not have a certificate, if you don't have a passing certificate, use a mark sheet. If you don't have a mark sheet and passing certificate in physical form, use DigiLocker. If you do not have any certificate, don't write it. Further, don't try to now rush and try to give people money to get these things done. That is not the right way to get this done. You will fall into trouble and that will be very, very problematic. You are giving the highest and most prestigious examination. Please don't now fall into traps of relatives and people who will say, "Main banwa dunga, I will get it done." Don't worry. Don't. If you don't have it, you can wait for 1 year, get these things sorted. Has UPSC put you in a spot? Yes. Was this needed at this point of time? No. Why are we doing it? Because of certain fraud which had happened, Pooja Kelkar issue. OTR has now become a problem. Multiple layers are there. This is the third video we're doing on this. There are 2 videos which discuss how to fill the form, what is the OTR interface, and here we are trying to answer all your doubts. Hobbies, basic hobbies to add. Don't add, for example, neuroscientist, because then you have to prove that you do that hobby. Further, achievements, if you cannot remember, it's okay. Whatever you can write as it is, you can update. This basically is coming through. And Aadhaar versus 10th mark sheet. 10th mark sheet. Whatever your 10th mark sheet says, that is what has to be pushed through. Aadhaar details don't matter. Mismatch in correspondence address, okay, not a big issue. So keep it simple. Aadhaar card is not the ultimate proof here. What is proof here is your matriculation certificate, 10th class certificate. Domicile certificates for Northeastern students is mandatory. It has to be done, and therefore achievements and hobbies can be filled up later. Don't worry about that. If you're really stuck up on that issue, you should do that. Undertaking, if it is coming through and it is asking for roll number, you can always call UPSC and ask what roll number to push through, or also use the original certificate issued by your competent authority. So on this note, I will say, even after this, if all your doubts are still not answered, you have one more opportunity, and that too in person if you are in Hyderabad, and that is where Sarmad Sir, Mukesh Sir and Himabindu ma'am will be available tomorrow in Hyderabad at the Federation of Telangana Chambers FTCCI halls in Hyderabad. You can scan this QR code. Further, at 11 a.m. you can meet them, you can ask them about your preparation, you can ask them about what to do and these issues itself. Remember one more thing, which is that please don't panic, as sir has said multiple times. Don't panic. It's okay. Take your time. Don't fall into the trap of rushing. You are finding it difficult. Everybody is finding it difficult. We are there. There will be now a helpline link which will be in the description box. The 3 links which we showed you for the serial number of central, state, SC, ST and OBC is also in the description box. The details related to where to find all of these things is also in the description box. Everything is in the description box. Use those links. So on this note, we would like to thank you for being here, and I would like to thank Shyam sir for being here just half an hour before he starts Conquer Prelims. So I hope you will join him for that also. Thank you. Take care. And sir,
thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.